Hello, folks. This is Jacob Harkey. It is March 2nd, 2024, and I am currently in the Great Park. I'm sitting across from the Los Angeles City Hall, where we just wrapped up a protest rallying for Palestine, calling for hands off Rafah, calling for an end to the siege on Gaza, and calling for an end to United States aid to Israel. Now, I wanted to pop on here to do a little bit of a post-protest chat, and I'm still formalizing some of my thoughts about how I'm going to want to handle this what going forward. But I know that the first time, while I was trying to live stream, while I was actively protesting, there were some messages coming into the chat where people were standing in solidarity with Israel, which I understand. I'm not surprised and should have known to see that coming. But I want to talk for a moment about how to best navigate disagreement on this subject moving forward. I've said many times before that disagreement is okay. I welcome disagreement in the chat. I welcomed this when I explained why I was voting for Jill Stein and why I am a member of the Green Party. I fully expect there to be political disagreement, and I'm perfectly okay with that so long as it is being done respectfully. Now, when it comes to instances such as today, where I am actively in the middle of a protest rallying for the Palestinian people, it's not the setting where I feel most comfortable or safe, even getting into conversations with the chat where I have to continue to defend the position of why we are protesting here today, while also looking out for my own safety. So I haven't fully formalized what my thoughts on this subject as far as how I'm going to set guidelines or set expectations moving forward. But what I am thinking about, this is a conversation that I'll continue to have with my moderators as well. What I'm thinking about is holding spaces like this right now, where I'll be open to engaging with people, whatever they may have to say. And I would say that the same applies when I'm at home, live streaming from home. When I am actively in the middle of a busy protest where I have to keep an eye on my surroundings, it's going to be harder for me to engage with chats of disagreement. And beyond that, Zionist sympathize. How do I say this? Comments that come through the chat that are standing with Israel and standing with Zionism. I'm still struggling to decide exactly how I want to approach what I'm okay with in the chat, because I don't want to just ban disagreement altogether. But when we're here standing against the Zionist occupation of Israel, it's not a time when I want to be seeing Zionist comments in my chat. I guess I can say that much. As far as whether or not I'm going to amend rules or chat rules or guidelines to reflect this, I'm not sure yet, but I hope that you'll understand why I did decide to end the stream that I was doing earlier, and why I want to take some time to just chat through some of the thoughts that I have on the subject. To build on my comments about Zionism just a little bit, for those who may be unclear, when I refer to Zionism, I am referring to the belief that is held by Zionists that the land currently known as Israel, between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea, belongs to the Jewish people. In order for the goals of Zionism to be accomplished and to fully convert Israel to an exclusively Jewish ethno-state that belongs to the Jewish people, that requires an erasure of the Palestinian identity. And we're seeing that play out in real time. Palestinians in Palestine, Israel, whatever you call the land, have been confined to the West Bank and Gaza, which are still unilaterally controlled by Israel. I mean, Gaza has a full land, air, and sea blockade and it's because of their race. So considering that, I think that there is an argument to be made that Zionism is a racist ideology. And no racism is one of the key rules. So I guess I'm bringing this up partly to justify why I think that it would not be overstepping my bounds as far as what kinds of comments I'm going to allow, to say that Zionist comments and comments that are in support of Israel while I'm actively at a Palestinian protest, it's just not something that I want to engage in. And this is something that I will continue to think about. I'll continue to talk to my mods about. And for right now, because I'm not actively in the middle of the protest has essentially ended, and I'm just here gathering my thoughts and sharing some of the reflections that I wanted to share with you. This is a space where I would welcome more comments of disagreement if they're out there, so that we can engage with them in a setting where I find it to be a little bit safer and more appropriate. But those are some of the thoughts that I wanted to share just immediately coming out of the protest. After getting that out of the way, though, I do want to say I feel great. It was a great day. There were a lot of folks who came out to rally for Palestine. There were folks from the Party for Socialism and Liberation, who I've platformed over the last few days when showing Claudia de la Cruz, who is their presidential candidate, and all that she stands for. I'm definitely in agreement with a lot of her positions. This event was put on by the Palestinian Youth Movement, and specifically the chapter for Los Angeles, Orange County, and the Inland Empire. You can reach them on Instagram at PYMLAOCIE. And they had many speakers throughout the day who gave speeches and led chants. I was really impressed with all that I was able to hear from them. It was really an uplifting day, and it was great to be here in solidarity with so many people who I see eye to eye with on the issue of liberation for the Palestinian people. They're really a great day. I wanted to pop on mainly to address some of the things that I have addressed thus far. Let's see who has joined in the chat. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Tampa B Man says, great to see you. Great to see you too, Tampa B Man. Thank you. And Farah Khalil says, thank you for sharing and using your voice for my people. Absolutely. Absolutely. Free Palestine. Chicana says, hey, Clark, we align politically. I'm glad to hear it. You know, it's been an interesting couple of days. As I've started to get a little bit more into my political views. I've seen some comments from folks who have said, I'm unsubscribing, you just lost a subscriber, and things like that, which, I mean, I can't say that it feels great to see those kinds of things, but this is, I guess, something that I now am starting to experience, sort of parasocial relationships with subscribers who I don't know personally, but who I am building community with. And there was a part of me that was hesitant about using my voice in the way that I have to express some of my political views, for, I guess you could say, fear that some folks are not going to like me as much or are not going to accept me the same way. But I think the reality is you're all getting to know me better. If I'm sharing my political views with you all, most of the people who I know in real life know that I am a pretty political person, and I do have positions that I think are important to share. And as long as the United States government continues to send a portion of its taxpayers' tax dollars to aiding and arming Israel, I feel that I have a responsibility to speak out. So thank you very much to those of you who are in here and are giving me support. I do really appreciate it. Hichikano says, I applaud your transparency and courage. Thank you. I appreciate it. Kat Paffett says, you just gained a sub. Thanks for your voice. Free Palestine. Thank you, Kat. Anybody else I did not get a chance to say hey to yet? He says, you are awesome, Jacob. Thank you, E. Christina Lembo says, hey. All right. Good to see everybody who is in here. Oh, Who's Your Beth says, we live in the United States. You can speak out. That's right. That's right. Paula Tubb says, you just keep being you. We don't have to agree. I'm proud of you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to see the community that we are building here. And I certainly, it would be, it would be too much of me to expect everybody to agree with me all the time. But I appreciate those of you who are here and are respectful and are are joining in to all of these conversations that we are having. Now, I'm going to end the stream fairly shortly because I would like to get a bite to eat, and then I would love to meet up with some of my other protester friends before long so that we can continue with some more Scientology and La Poubelle protesting later tonight. Um, I do see some comments in the chat that I may not be engaging with at this time, and if you watch the stream from the beginning, I hope that you will understand why. Hillary Murphy says the freedom of speech is what allows protesters to stand on the street and say what they believe. Absolutely, that's right. It sure does. He says it's really brave of you to take a stand and be a voice for the Palestinians. I feel that it's something that I have a responsibility to do as a citizen of a country that is funding their oppressor. But thank you for the support. All right, folks. I hope you are all staying safe. I will be in touch with you again before long. In the meantime, free Palestine and stay safe. I'll talk to you all soon.